Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our weekly chats. And don't forget, if you like our chats, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe below, or you can hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats. And today, let's see what we're both drinking. I'm drinking a tea that I've drank before, and it is a Japanese tea. It's called Himika, which just basically means roasted rice green tea. And this is what it looks like,
Ooh,
called
nice.
Himika. And the ingredients here are, let's see, organic decaffeinated green tea and organic roasted rice. And the description is it says a bold, rich decaf green tea with roasted rice. So that's what I'm drinking today. And I'm going to give you cheers.
Cheers, my dear friend.
Cheers.
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 Okay. Why don't you tell them what you're drinking, Gloria?
Okay, I actually, the last time I was more into the iced tea, and this time I decided to go for something really wonderful. This is Tao's Wild Sweet Orange Tea. I love this. I wish I had smell vision. You would be oohing and ahhing over this wonderful tea. It is lemongrass, blackberry leaves, citrus acid, rose hip, spearmint, leaves, turmeric for color, riboflavin for color, I said angel, orange peel, hibiscus flower, natural orange essence, ginger root, your favorite,
Yes.
licorice,
Yes.
and licorice extract. It smells amazing. So, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Oh my God, just what I needed. I just made it so it's hot, but it's good. Okay, so today, as always, we kick off our talk with Ellen. Ellen always reminds us, her old tagline used to be, be kind to one another. During COVID, she told us to listen to one another. So we hope with everything going on in the world today that you all are going to be kind, loving, and listen to everyone. So a little current event things we want to talk about. Our girl, Wendy Williams, how you doing?
How you doing?
She is back in the studio, which is wonderful. It's it was cool to see inside of her house. However, that wasn't really her thing. I think she thrives off of people and having an audience. So she's back. Her staff is most of the people in the audience, and she has, of course, the big virtual monitors that everyone's in. She shared with us that she has a Lifetime movie that just wrapped. And it's not just a movie, there's also a documentary that's going to go about it. And she's so cute because she's like, I had to talk my talk. I cannot wait to see that. I think it's going to be fabulous.
I know. And I was surprised when she mentioned, I'm like, what? Wendy has a movie coming out, documentary? Yes.
That's right.
So I'm
Yes.
excited to see it.
Yes. And one of the things, it's going to tell us, it's a tell all, because Wendy has alluded to, back in the day when she was DJing, and she did a little substance issues, and she recovered from all of that. The whole situation with her husband and the divorce, I think, is all going to be tied into this movie. So I'm very excited to see it.
Yep.
In addition, Wendy also talked a little bit about what's going on with the Aretha Franklin movie. I was well aware that Jennifer Hudson had done the Aretha Franklin movie, and I was very excited to see it because Marlon Wayans plays her husband in the movie. And I like him. I think he's a fool. He's a very good comic. So I was very excited about that too. Now there's also a second version, which is a mini series, which it'll be, I think it's 3 nights. And the thing about the mini series is her name is Cynthia Erivo, is playing Aretha Franklin in that. Cynthia is 33. Jennifer Hudson is 38. So Jennifer Hudson threw a little shade at Erivo, and she said, at Cynthia, and she said, well, if it's not a movie, it doesn't really count. And I beg to differ with her from the perspective of, I would prefer a mini series right now than trying to go to the movie theater to see a movie. So I think Cynthia is going to do okay. And as the older person, Jennifer, I hope that you will support and love and lift her up to be the best that she can be. And Cynthia will do the same for you.
I know. When I heard about that, I thought, wow, this is coming from Jennifer Hudson, because as you
Yeah,
said, she's older and she's been in Cynthia's position before. And you know, Jennifer hasn't always been as famous as she was, and she started from somewhere. And
yes.
I like you also agree that because of this whole COVID thing, many people are still not wanting to go to the movie theaters. So I think that her miniseries will do quite well.
Exactly.
And I'm
Exactly.
interested. I'm the one that's going to watch the miniseries.
You and I both, and we will share and let you all know about it when we do it.
Yes, we will. You know it.
So right now, um, with everything going on with COVID, I feel really torn because I am a movie girl. I love movies. And Rosetta and I, we were talking about it, and AMC theaters have opened. And one of the things they're doing that's really cool is they're doing a combination of new and old movies. So, like the AMC theater in San Francisco, they're showing The War with Grandpa, Tenet, which is, um, what is his name? I can tell you who he is. He is John. His first name is John, and he is Denzel Washington's son. I just can't remember his middle name. You know, he has like one of those three names. So John is the star of that, and I hear the movie is really good. So good that Tom Cruise flew to England because their COVID numbers were down, and they were actually able to reopen their theaters much sooner, like back in the summer. So he actually went to see the movie. And when he came out the theater, he gave it a big thumbs up. So I'm excited to see that. In addition, there's a movie called The New Mutants. And The New Mutants are kind of like the 3 top movies. And then underneath that, they also have Monsters, Inc., which I love. And they have Apollo 13, which I love. So there are lots of things going on. So, Rosetta, my question is, would you feel comfortable going to the movies now, today?
Well, I'm still not comfortable going to the movies. AMC, I do miss, I really miss the movies. And as you
Yeah,
mentioned to me earlier, they're not going to allow anyone to eat anything during the time that we watch the movie. And my
yeah,
whole thing is, let's go watch a movie and get some movie popcorn. And if we can't do
yeah.
that, forget about it. That's the whole thing. You've got to go to the movies, right? Watch a movie, enjoy some popcorn once in a while, and have some fun. What fun is it
Well,
watching a movie? I can be at home watching a movie and just pop my own popcorn.
exactly. And masks are required. So
Right.
from the time you check in, you have to keep your mask on. So if it's an action-packed movie and you're like, because my husband, and my sister do that. My husband does that part, and my sister, she runs. So if they're running, she's running. And I'm like, I know you're going to need a nap when this is over because you've got to be tired. So you have to keep your mask on. That I would think it could become a little warmer. Some theaters are cold, some theaters are warm. You don't know what you're going to get until you get there. I always take a sweater just in case.
Yeah, me too. I always bring a light jacket because I've gone when it's boiling hot outside. You go into the movie theater and halfway through, you're freezing to death.
Yes.
So I've learned my
Yeah.
lesson.
You and I both, when my teeth start chattering, I'm like, okay, it's cold.
Yeah.
So, trending today, right now, as everyone in the United States of America knows, we are in the process of seeing how yesterday turned out, the voting. The votes are all done. They went up until 8 p.m., I think. You know, I was thinking about that because 8 p.m. California time, I think it's still only 6 p.m. in Hawaii. So Hawaii could have gone even beyond our 8 p.m. cutoff. But usually by 8 p.m., most of the United States, the votes have been done and the polls close. The situation this time, due to COVID, a lot of that activity had to occur from home. So people were mailing in their ballots or dropping off their ballots. So while everything is done, we still don't know who the new president of the United States is as of this time. And I think it was Wisconsin who said, it was either Wisconsin, one of the states came out this morning and they said that they are going to ensure all votes are counted and they are not going to announce a winner until they have gone through their process. And they're not going to be intimidated by anyone to do it any earlier than they're supposed to do. So there's some key battle states that are still pending. And Rosetta and Rosetta, do you have anything to add about that before we move on?
No, not really. I just think, yeah. So as you said, Hawaii is behind us 3 hours. So
Yes,
whenever they close their polls, but yeah, I think each person, each state has their own guidelines or whatever they have. And you're right. I think it was Wisconsin that said that they're not going to be intimidated. They're going to do their counts for their mail-in ballots, and we probably won't know till Friday. That's what they're saying.
exactly. Exactly. Okay, so everyone, take a deep breath. As I always tease my friends, woosah, woosah. Just, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We've all prayed, and now we have to just let go and let God. Okay? So Rosetta and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the propositions because here in California, we had a ton of propositions. And even though they're not 100% done, we can tell you where we are right now.
Right, we can. Yes, we most definitely can. And we did some research on that, and we're going to go down the propositions. So, this is just in California. Okay, so anyone watching outside, just to let you know, California. So, Proposition 14 is, we're going to just go through them very quickly, is the medical research bonds. And all of these propositions say it's 72% reporting. So it's not 100%, but as of 72% reporting, Proposition 14 has 51.1% of the votes. Then we have Proposition 15, which is change commercial property tax, and that is 51.7% of the votes. Prop 16, end diversity ban is, you know what? I made a mistake because I should have said 51% is either yes or no. So Prop
Yes.
14 was 51%, 1% yes. Prop 15 was 51.7 no. Then Prop 16 and diversity ban is 56.1 no. Prop 17, restore former felon vote, is 59% yes. Prop 18, allowing age 17 primary voters. Now, this was a big shock. Is
Yes.
55.1 no, which I don't understand, but we'll go with what they decide. Prop 18 is change property tax rules, 51.5% yes. Prop 20, stricter parole sentencing, is 62.3% no. Prop 22, app-based drivers as contractors, not employees, 58.4% yes. Prop 23, dialysis clinic standards is 60, sorry, I made a mistake. So the app-based drivers is 58% for yes, and the Prop 23 dialysis clinic standards is 64% no. Prop 24, expand consumer policy, 56.1% yes. And then the last one is Prop 25, approve replacing cash bail. And that got 55.4% no. So again, just a reminder, this is not 100% because it was just 72% reporting. So
Right.
we will actually put the link below if you want to check it out, but always you can Google it yourself and find the most latest updates. But that's what we wanted to quickly run through with you.
Excellent. Yes, we were surprised about the age. My philosophy is if you can go into service for your country, where you're going to go in and say maybe 2 weeks you turn 18 so you can do all the preliminary work. That's what I thought this was, because you have to be 18 as of the day of voting, which was yesterday. However, I guess people, I don't know if it was confusing, but it kind of got shot down. So
Yeah,
I,
that
I,
was weird because everyone I asked, they voted yes on that.
yeah, everyone I talked to voted yes, because it's like if my child can lose their life, then they should have the right to vote.
Right. And the other one we thought was very odd was Prop 23, because me and Gloria, we voted yes because we wanted. So when we voted yes, it was to have doctors on site, a physician on site,
Yes,
and for the clinics to report any kind of infection that took place during the dialysis. And the third
yes,
thing was to vote for anyone, it doesn't matter what insurance they have, they would be covered. And that's what we really wanted, was the insurance part for anyone to be
yes,
covered, because dialysis is a minimum of 3 visits a week. And
yeah,
it takes the whole day, like 6 hours a day to do the dialysis. So we really wanted anyone to be able to be covered on that, because Gloria found out that it's up to 72,000 a year to have these dialysis. And, if you're not going to be supported by your insurance company, that's out of your pocket. So that's a hefty amount. Hefty,
it
hefty.
sure
So I
is.
understand that.
Yeah. So, we just want people to be safe. I have an aunt that does dialysis 3 times a week, and I'm very blessed and grateful that she goes to Kaiser. She doesn't go to a clinic. However, there have been times where they put this tube in your arm, or they can put it in your neck to connect to do this dialysis process. And she's had problems with that tube. And I couldn't imagine what would happen if there wasn't an on-site nurse or doctor to properly care for her. So we're just going to hope that everything's going to turn out well. We don't know why the decision was what it was, but we're just going to hope for the best. So we've also started spending some time talking about global warming. Our weather patterns are just crazy. I mean, last week it was in the 80s and 90s, and now we're in the 60s and 70s. They're saying that we have possible rains coming to Northern California, which is wonderful. However, we might get thunder and lightning storms. And typically we don't get a lot of thunder and lightning. So this is once again showing how the patterns have changed. So Sunday in Honduras, they had a hurricane. I guess they're running out of names because it's called ETA. Is ETA really estimated time of arrival? Is it that ETA? Or is there something that Rosetta and I don't know? If you know, comment below and let us know. So ETA is, it hit Honduras really bad, 3 feet of standing water. They showed people being escorted by first responders trying to help them out of the water. Now that is currently churning, and what they're forecasting is that it could once again hit the United States. This one is not going to be so much into the Louisiana, Texas arena. It is looking like it's going to hit the Gulf of Florida. So everyone, please, please, please be careful. And some great news here in California. The last 2 big fires that we had, the Silverado and the Blue Ridge in Orange County, are both at 93% containment. We're so
Yahoo!
happy for that, yes. Because the Santa Ana winds, like we shared with you last week, were between 78 and 140 miles per hour. That's a lot of wind. So for them to get it contained, first responders, great job.
Yeah, we give you big props for that, first responders. That's a
Yes.
huge, huge, huge defeat with that, like the winds. That's the main thing with the winds, and they got it done. So that's amazing.
Yes. They did a great job. So moving right along, of course, we have to spend time talking about COVID-19. Um, it is something very pressing in both Rosetta and my life. We are both huggers. We miss hugging people. We miss being able to go outside and socialize and just be in community. You know, Rosetta, my girl, she is so awesome. She wouldn't say this, but I'm going to tell you, she spent time volunteering as a person at the voter pool. And the reason she did that is normally that's done by seniors, but seniors are at high risk due to COVID. So she was there Friday, Saturday, and then I know you were back there on Monday.
Yeah, I
I don't
was
know.
actually there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, 4 days.
Yeah, yes. So she gave 4 days up to go and be of service. And I think that's fantastic because even though the president is saying that we're turning a curve, the numbers are going down, COVID has completely disappeared. His son even came out and said, you know, COVID is gone, it's done, you know, and I'm like, what statistics are you looking at? Because just to give you an idea, we always tell you, wear your mask, wear your mask. Please wear your mask. If you don't believe in it, that's fine. If you don't care if you get it, that's fine. We have first responders who need you to wear your mask. Wear your mask. The doctors and nurses are getting very tired. If they get tired and they can no longer do their jobs, how do you think your care is going to be when you go to emergency and there's no one there to help you? Wear your mask.
Right.
So go ahead, dear.
No, I was just saying thank you for mentioning that. We always do that in every single chat, but it's so important that we remind
Yeah.
people to wear your mask. Don't. It's about protecting people that really need protection, like our first responders.
Exactly. So currently, I think I'm going to do the UK first. As I shared with you when I started to speak, the numbers are going back up. So just as an example, in the UK right now, these are daily cases. This every day. England, 21,863 new cases. Scotland, 1,433 new cases. Wales, 1,202 new cases. And Northern Ireland, 679 new cases. So the daily case rate for the UK is 25,177. That's an uptick of 476 from last week. Their current daily loss of lives is 492, and their total loss of lives due to COVID is 47,742. Rosetta shared with me that it appears that they might shut everything back down again. The
Well, they
numbers are
actually have shut everything down.
okay, so they already have shut everything down again.
Everything shut down, just like we were in the US back in March. They're doing the same thing. They're shutting down restaurants, bars. They say only essential outings are allowed, like going to see the doctors, if you have to go to work, or if you need to go grocery shopping. That's the only things allowed.
Right. And we were also talking, I can't remember, I think it was Good Morning America or the Today Show, but they shared with us that Prince William had COVID. And they said had COVID, so I'm hoping that means that he's recovered and he's doing much better. Now, when his dad, you know, Prince Charles was diagnosed, we all knew about it. And Rosetta and I were like, well, maybe the focus is on the father more because he's the next king, you know, after his mom. So we're just hoping that the whole royal family, you know, all of them are going to be safe. And I know that Prince Harry and his wife and baby are here. Duchess Meghan, I know she's not supposed to have a title, but whatever. And little Archie, they're all here in LA. And I know they were trying to do volunteer work. And I just hope everybody's doing really well and they're safe.
Yeah, I miss them. I do miss them, even though they're not so much in the limelight. I still miss
Yeah.
hearing about them and seeing them because I do like them.
Yes, I love it. So here in the United States, we also wanted to give you an update. Um, we have 94.7 million confirmed COVID cases, which has resulted in 233,000 loss of lives. That's a lot of loss of lives. And in California, we have had 949,000 cases, which is almost 10% of the United States in total. And we have had 17,761 loss of lives. Worldwide, we have had 47.7 million confirmed COVID cases, which has resulted in 1.22 million loss of lives. The good part about this is that the recovery rate worldwide has been around 31.7 million. So while things are still here, I think it was El Paso, Texas, one day earlier this week, had like 1,000 confirmed cases of COVID. This virus is not going away. I love how someone said that we may be tired of the virus, however, the virus is not tired of us. So Rosetta and I, we found a chart, which we're going to put the link to down below. I cannot express enough. I wish you would just watch it. And if you're in a hurry, down at the very bottom, it has the dates and you can click on the dates. And this is to show the difference between the combination of all the states in the United States. And it also highlights what are red states, which are considered Republicans, and blue states, which are considered Democrat. Don't worry about that. Just look at the numbers and how people who currently don't believe COVID is real, what their COVID numbers look like.
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw that because it goes quite quickly and it starts from the time of June the 3rd and it goes up until today's date, but it shifts so
Yes.
quickly and you can see the different states of which states really have the highest cases of COVID. So we really want you to take a look at this and really see, wow, this is huge. I mean, the
Yes.
way that it jumps from state to state, right? It's crazy, but please take a look at it when we post it in the comments below.
Yes. So we want you all to be safe. We want you all to realize that we understand politics, both Rosetta and I, we do. However, first and foremost, we hope that you are citizens of the United States. And no matter what happens with all of this, if we just take care of each other, we'll get through it. Where we run the risk is when we become divisive. COVID-19 does not care what your race is. It does not care if you're male or female. It does not care if you're young or old. It does not care if you're rich or poor. Initially, a lot of the numbers were very high in the Black communities, and then it moved to the Hispanic communities, and then it kind of moved to the Asian communities, and it's just evolving. And now it's spending a lot of time in the Caucasian community. So everybody has their own experience. So please be safe. Wear your mask. Okay?
Yep.
So moving right along, as we all heard, and due to some beautiful, heart-wrenching pictures, Chrissy Teigen shared with us the loss of her son, Jack. So earlier this week, Chrissy posted on her Instagram account that her and her husband got their son Jack's name tattooed on their wrists so that she will always have a connection to her baby. I thought that was so beautiful. It just really touched my heart.
Yeah, that's just both her and her husband did that in memorandum of their son Jack. It's just you can see it online. We'll post the link, but it's just Jack written in cursive. And when I saw that, that just it kind of touched me. I got a bit teary-eyed because as a
Yeah.
mother, I know how, deeply, deeply saddened you will be, and you'll never ever. This is like really like makes for a long time. It will never ever be forgotten. I love that she did that. It's such a
Yeah.
good memory that, you know, all will never be forgotten. So we'll post that and you can see what the tattoo looks like. But both her and John got that. And I love it. And we just wanted to share that that's what we do. And we're all in support of her because this is
Yeah.
a really, really sad time.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen and go away just overnight. It does not. So
No.
good for her.
Yeah. And it's also beautiful that she felt comfortable enough to share. You know, she shared pictures in the hospital. They shared pictures of her holding Jack after he had passed. I mean, that is hard. That is hard. And, I can't think of, there's a nickname that they call them, like, Instagram trolls or Facebook trolls, but people who are not very kind and loving. And some of the comments that they have made, like, why would she post that? Who cares? If you don't care, don't read it.
Right.
She is helping millions of women who have lost a child through no fault of their own be able to talk about it and to deal and recover from it. Because a lot of people, if you are, 7, 8 months and you lose your baby, it's, well, what'd you do? So Chrissy is doing this on purpose to help. So please, as Rosetta and I are doing, lift her up in love. Don't try and beat her up. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
It's normal. We have this every day. Someone loses a baby, someone goes through a miscarriage. Why should we sweep it under the rug? Bring it
Yeah.
up to the forefront and make it something that can be, this is someone's life and we all have to acknowledge that. So I'm really glad that Chrissy Teigen is taking a stand for this and is really coming out and not hiding it or being private. So, and it's a lot of, it's courage. So I really admire you, Chrissy and John, and thank you so much for what you've done and to help everyone through this and mothers who have also lost their babies as well.
Yes, that's wonderful. All right. So as we said, there's lots of voting still being tabulated in the United States. We don't know what the final results are going to be. We'll know by Friday. So hang in there. Remember to, always keep it as positive as you can. We follow Ellen and, we like Wendy Williams. And, even Wendy was saying, she's just overwhelmed with the COVID and the politics. And she wants everything to go away because she loves what she does. She loves being with her audience and she misses them so much. So we want you all to know that Ellen is back. She has revamped her show. Ellen was able to take her audience from just monitors to 25% real people. So there are real people in the audience.
Oh, I'm
And
excited because I have not seen
yeah,
it yet.
yeah, that booth that she has up
Yeah,
above.
the upper deck booth that she has, and she has a few people, limited capacity.
Yeah, she started out with like a monitor, and
Right.
then have you noticed this thing that she's been doing where she has the monitor, the TV screen is rolled out, and then they put it behind a chair, and then they put fake legs.
Yes, she's done that with
Oh
her
God,
guest hosts, her guests that come on, celebrity guests.
that has been so funny. I could not believe how funny that's been. So for me, I'm like, I have just been laughing hysterically. So Ellen, thank you very much for, bringing some love and joy back. And like I shared with you at the beginning, she's actually changed her, be kind to one another and love one another. She now says, in closing, I feel the love in this room. I send it back to you. Go out and spread it around the world out there. And it is wonderful because she is constantly reminding us all to go forth in love. And that's what Rosetta and I want you all to do, is to go forth in love.
Yeah, it's a bit long, as we mentioned last time. We did mention this, but it encompasses everything that she's known for and what she tries to emulate and have other people do the same. So we like it. We're not going to try and memorize it. We have it. We say it. We write it down so we can remember, but we love it. and it's
Yeah.
great. And she changes it. So I like that because she's had be kind to one another for as long as we know. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that she's changing it up now and again, which is good, which is great.
Yes. And, we were also laughing a little bit about, her producer, Andy. He was one of the producers that remained with the show after all the things that came out during the summer. And she had a scientist come in. And a fun thing that you can share with your kids, you can take like the quart size of Diet Coke, and those Mentos, apparently the way Mentos are made, they have little holes in them. And when those holes are exposed to carbon, they kind of explode and erupt. So Ellen took Andy and put him in a box. And her and Science, I can't remember his last name. My brain is saying Science Bob, but Science Bob is the one that's on Kelly and Ryan. So it wasn't Bob, but he's a scientist. So we'll put the link below so you can just check out the little YouTube. So they put him in there, and then they set these multiple bottles up, and they put strings on them to have these little caveats that when they pull them, the Mentos drop and it starts to explode. So he's in there and they tell him, oh, don't worry, it's not going to get on you. And he goes, it's not going to get on my clothes. And they said, no, it's just going to be on the sides of you. So Andy's standing there, but I think he knows Ellen better than that. He puts his goggles on. They start pulling these things. There is diet soda all over him. At the end, he is sobbing wet. And I mean, you're like, okay, why are they laughing? Well, you laugh because it's just funny. Because, Andy is laughing and he's like, I can't hear what you're saying now because I got Coke in my ears. But those are the things that Ellen does that we all love, because she takes us out of whatever's going on and gives us some joy.
Yeah, she has it. She's serious at times, but then she can be fun and she can make it jovial so that we're not all about doom and gloom all the time, which is what I
Yes,
like. I love it.
absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, we covered a lot of things today. A lot of things.
Yes, we did. And everyone, don't forget, we're going to keep an eye on what's happening with the presidential election. We're not going to say, what we think. I mean, we wanted it, people were thinking that maybe we would have some kind of result soon, but not until Friday. So
Right.
everyone stay positive. Whoever you voted for will stay positive and we'll keep you updated. But thank
Yes.
you so much, everyone, for tuning in to our weekly chats. Hashtag wear your mask. That's important. And don't
Yes.
forget,
Yes.
yes. And don't forget, we're Silicon Valley girls that love to chat over tea. Silicon Valley girls chat over tea. So if you're out there and you're watching and you make teas, you have teas, you know someone that has a tea shop, we'd love to review your teas in a near or future chat, because we're all about teas. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like these chats,
Yes.
subscribe below, or hit that bell notification. Ding, ling, ling, ling. It'll give you the sound reminder that we've uploaded. Yes, but we really, really thank you for tuning in. And don't
Yes.
forget to always keep
Keep smiling.
take care now. Bye bye. Stay positive. Bye.
Yes. Yes.